anything can happen.
The borrower decides to go to another country when the closing is the next day.
This is not the broker mistake.
Right now is the end of the month. Everyone is trying to close by the end of the month.
Why? Just please do it on Wednesdays. We allow one closings. This is for almost all states. Everything in the mortgage industry has to be done yesterday. A lot of brokers do not watch the time frames of the file.
Your best advice for brokers to avoid delays at closing?
It drives me crazy even to think about it.
Welcome to A&D Digest. Today we have a special guest, Anna Kovan, the closing manager at A&D Mortgage. During our conversation, we will discuss the closing process with A&D Mortgage and challenges that mortgage brokers face. Anna will share her expertise and tips for streamlining the process. Anna, thank you for joining us today. Let's get started. Anna, good afternoon. It is your first time with us with A&D Digest, right?
You're right.
Simple question. For how long have you been with A&D and what do you actually do with us?
I've been with A&D for 3 years and a little bit, and I'm closing manager. So our department preparing the final package for the closing. We are at the final stage of the loan, and we have to be sure that everything within compliance limits and all documents are in order, and we are ready to get closed.
So you're that team who takes care of the file when it gets to the desired status CTC, right?
Yes, after CTC, we have 24 hours to close the file.
Perfect. Moving forward, in your experience, what most common mistakes mortgage brokers make when preparing for a closing?
The first mistake, a lot of brokers, they do not watch the time frames of the files. Everything in the mortgage industry has to be done yesterday. And we have a lot of expiration day on the docs, like contract and everything, lock expiration. And brokers has to watch their files. They have to be within time limits. They have to rush any other departments if somebody taking too long or provide documents right away. The second one, this is communication. You have to be in touch with the lender, with the borrower, with the title 24/7. Unfortunately, this is how we work. And as soon as you receive the email or phone call, you have to reply as soon as you can.
Any cases where effective communication between the broker and the lender greatly simplified the closing process?
I remember the case, it was rush closing. They needed to close right away after the CTC the
As
same
everyone,
day.
yeah.
And there was the issue, the seller didn't want to extend the contract, and their deposit was 50K. Yeah, and he was about to lose this deposit, and there was needed the insurance revision. And usually insurance can take up to few days for revision, because sometimes insurance agent not reply as fast as they should. And broker was really proactive at this time, and he provided us revision within 10-15 minutes. First of all, he replied to us really fast, and he provided this insurance really fast. And title was really receptive, so we were able to close this file.
Wow, that sounds very stressful.
Within few minutes.
Most of the time, I really think that for the broker, when the file gets CTC status, that's a relief.
A moment of relief. This is when the loan gets funded.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Before that, anything can happen, because sometimes even not from our side, but also when file gets CTC.
Early payoff can actually happen after the loan funded, which is also not great.
Yes, other things, PUA, borrower gets sick, or they want some revision to the file, they want change loan amount, seller come up with something, it's a lot of things can happen before file get funded. So the moment of relief, this is funding. Even in our stage, we do a lot of steps still to prepare file to closing.
So it's not that simple that as everyone think, file a CTC, the file is done. Not at all, right?
No, we have a lot of condition, we try and do not leave a lot of condition for closing, because this is the last stage. But still, some documents cannot be provided early, or some revision needed, and this is all falls on us. And we have just hour or two to do it, and it's really stressful for everybody. And in our stage, it's a lot of people involved. It's not just broker and buyer. In our stage, it's lender, it's title, it's broker, it's real estate agents, it's seller. It might be up to 10, 15 people sometimes involved in this process, like to get to this point when they actually sign the documents.
That's true. And especially like since right now is the end of the month and everyone is trying to close by the end of the month.
Yes. Please, I'm asking guys, this is why? Just please do it on Wednesdays. This is our slowest day. You can do closing on Wednesdays.
Book it for Wednesday.
You can do beginning of the month. Why Friday and end of the month? Can you tell me the secret? I still don't get it.
That's actually a perfect suggestion for the brokers. Please book the closing for Wednesday because the Wednesdays are the least busiest day for us. Wonderful. So we can close your file even faster. Stop booking it for Friday.
Yes.
Next question. What technologies or tools do you think are most effective in speeding up and simplifying the closing process?
In general, it's just internet and emails helped a lot. I just cannot imagine how people did closings like in 20, 30 years ago, like by hand and mail the closing package, and what if revision needed, like new closing package is required. It drives me crazy even to think about it. And also we have third-party document preparation platforms which we're using. And we've been testing another platform. It's like integration platform between lender and title company. This is a great idea. We've been testing it out, but if it would be utilized for all title company and all lenders, that would be easy because within the platform you can keep documents which title agent can access without your request, or they can see already the CD, like 3-day CD. They can balance without like touching you before closing. So it's
automated mostly, right?
Yes, it's automation, but the platform which we be trying to, this is not a lot of title company in this platform. So this is like kind of useless at this point.
You mentioned the internet and the emails. We do have the run closing, which allows the borrower to sign not even like in the title itself, right?
In the mortgage, we allowed run closings. This is for almost all states. This is depend on the state regulation. I know for sure that California, unfortunately, not allowed it, and Georgia at this point. And we also in A&D Mortgage, we require wet sign note. So we found only wet sign note. We receive it in our office. All notarization going through online platform, and the borrower has to print out the note, all addendums to it, wet sign, and mail it to us.
That's clear. Your best advice for brokers on how to organize and prepare docs to avoid delays at closing?
Keep the finger on the pulse of the file, like watch out for the expiration of the any documents, provide them in a timely manner, be receptive, like when you receive the emails, try to accommodate wherever is needed. Another thing, this is probably not for brokers, but if they can influence like a borrower about it, title companies. More knowledgeable title company, more receptive title company really speed up the closing process.
100%.
Yeah, because just today I have the case, they request the rush closing, title company never replied back. We call them, we follow up a few times.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Insane.
Yeah, so this is what happened. This is sometimes like they blaming us that we didn't do something in time, but in closing, as I said, a lot of party involved, and sometimes not on us 100%.
That's what happens when you request rush on the file.
Yeah, you have to make sure that title and borrower agreed to close on that day. Because a lot of times brokers just request the rush closing, they're ready to close. We texted title like, hey, here's CD for balance. And they were like, no, they're closing in 2 days, borrower cannot earlier. I was like, okay.
I see. What ways of the closing is accepted by A&D Mortgage? That's the most common question from brokers that we actually receive.
We accept almost every way of closings. Like we, in person, of course, everybody do it in person. In title company, mobile notary, mail away closings, run closing, we already discussed it earlier. And also we do full e-closing for conventional files.
I see.
Yeah, for Fannie Mae, for Freddie Mac, we allow to do full e-close, including the e-note.
Which of them takes longer than others? Around, I believe?
Yes, between closing, actually signing, and funding, we usually do the 7 days. because we have to receive the website note in our office in order to fund. And also the mail away takes a little bit time. It's like usually 2-3 days between signing and funding, because title agent's supposed to receive the originally signed package in their office and scan us originals for the funding.
I'm sure we covered not everything, but most important part of the closing stage in A&D Mortgage. I'm glad that you were able to join us for today's episode. Anna, thank you very much.
Of course, thank you so much. Yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach me out.
Absolutely. I will definitely look us like the end of month. It's here.
Thank you, Nikita.
Anna, thank you for such an insightful and helpful interview. I'm sure our viewers will be able to use your experience to improve their work. Thanks to everyone for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave your comments below the video. See you in future editions of A&D Digest. Thank you.